Welcome students. Today we will discuss the most important questions of electrochemistry. Now we have the question that at 25 degrees Celsius specific conductivity of a normal solution of KCl is 0.002765 mho. The resistance of the cell is 400 ohms. The cell constant is okay. Here we have to calculate the cell constant. What they are given? They are given specific conductivity value and resistance value. By using these two values we have to determine the cell constant. Let us we solve this problem. Solution is they are given specific conductivity and resistance. Then we have to calculate this capital K, that is cell constant. We know that the formula of cell constant is specific conductivity divided by the observed conductance. Here small k is the specific conductivity. Then what about observed conductance? We know the small relation between conductance and resistance. Conductance is the reciprocal of resistance. So we use using this relation we have to calculate this cell constant. Specific conductivity value is 0.002765. Observed conductance is, that is 1 divided by R. On substituting the values of this specific conductivity and this observed conductance, we get the answer of 1.106. The right option is option 3 is the correct answer. Next question, which one of the following material conducts electricity? Here out of these four options, which material conducts the electricity? First option is diamond. Diamond, it doesn't conduct electricity. It is a non-conductor of electricity. We know that the structure of the diamond is having tetrahedrally arranged carbon atoms, and there will no free electrons and free ions to conduct the electricity. So option 1 is wrong. Then second option is crystalline sodium chloride, means solid NaCl. In solid state it will not conduct electricity, but it conduct electricity in molten state only because of presence of free ions and free electrons to move. Then what about third option, barium sulfate? It is also same as like solid NaCl. It will not conduct electricity in solid state. So option 2 and 3 are wrong. Then the fourth option is fused potassium chloride. Fused potassium chloride, it will conduct electricity because in fused KCl it contains free ions and free electrons, and there will be a movement of ions takes place. Therefore movement of ions is responsible for the conductivity. So option 4 is the right answer, fused potassium chloride. Next question, the limiting molar conductivities for NaCl, KBr and KCl are 126, 152, 150 Simon centimeter square mole inverse respectively. The molar conductivities of NaCl and KBr and KCl are like this. That is, molar conductivity for NaBr is, by using these three values we have to calculate the molar conductivity value of NaBr. They are given molar conductivity values of all the three, but they are expecting here to determine the molar conductivity of NaBr. The solution will be like this. Here lambda naught of NaCl, which is equal to lambda naught of Na plus ion and lambda naught of Cl minus ion, because of it will looks like ionization type of reaction. This is looks like ionization reaction. Na plus NaCl undergoes ionization, it will becomes Na plus ion and Cl minus ion. Therefore ionization of KBr and ionization of KCl are same. Lambda naught of KBr is equals to lambda naught of K plus ion plus lambda naught of Br minus ion, and ionization of KCl is lambda naught of KCl, which is equals to lambda naught of K plus ion plus lambda naught of Cl minus ion. Now we have to calculate the molar conductivity of NABr. Molar conductivity of NABr. Now we write the ionization reaction for NABr also. It will looks like lambda naught of Na plus ion and lambda naught of Br minus ion. We write this equation as lambda naught of NABr, which is equals to lambda naught Na plus same lambda naught of Na plus lambda naught of Cl minus ion and 1 negative lambda naught of Cl minus ion. There is no difference because there will be an addition of lambda naught Cl minus ion and subtraction of 1 lambda naught of Cl minus ion, because these changes are made because of balancing only. Next, lambda naught Br minus is same, and here also same, 1 lambda naught of K plus ion and subtraction of 1 lambda naught of K plus ions are added for balancing this reaction. The above terms becomes lambda naught of this lambda naught Na plus ion and this lambda naught of Cl minus combines to form molar conductivity of NaCl, lambda naught of NaCl. This 2 lambda naught of Br minus plus lambda naught of K plus ion combines to form lambda naught of molar conductivity of potassium bromide. Then what about these two free terms? Here minus, we take minus out and it will becomes lambda naught of K plus lambda naught of Cl minus, that is lambda molar conductivity of KCl. Here the overall reaction is lambda naught of NABr, which is equals to lambda naught of NaCl plus this is lambda naught of NaCl, this one is lambda naught of Kr, then remaining terms is lambda naught of KCl. On substituting these three values, we get the answer of 128 Simon centimeter square mole inverse. The right answer is option 4. The next question is, when a lead storage battery is discharged, then what happens when a lead storage battery is discharged? Here the options are like, if lead storage battery is discharged, then there will be two types of reactions are takes place, anodic reaction and cathodic reaction. At anode, lead is oxidized into lead ion, and at cathode reduction takes place. The overall reaction of charging and discharging of lead storage battery is lead plus lead oxide plus 2H2SO4. On discharging, it releases lead sulfate plus 2H2O. This reaction is a reversible reaction. So look at the first option. They will say SO2 is evolved. See all the reactions, there is no evolution of SO2. So option 1 is wrong. Next, they will say lead is formed. Here lead is not formed. Lead undergoes oxidation to form lead Pb plus 2 ion. So here lead is not formed. Lead plus 2, a Pb plus 2 ion is formed. So option is 2 is also wrong. Next, they will say lead sulfate is consumed. Look at the cathodic reaction. Lead sulfate is formed, not consumed. So this option is also wrong. Or look at this discharging reaction. Here lead sulfate is formed, not consumed. Therefore the third option is wrong. Then sulfuric acid. Okay, sulfuric acid is used here in discharging process. Sulfuric acid is used in this discharging process. So H2SO4 is consumed on discharging. So option 4 is the right answer. Next question, which of the following statement is true for fuel cell? They are given 4 options. Which of the following statements is suitable for the fuel cells. Okay, look at the options one by one. We know that fuel cells properties. The fuel cells are more efficient because energy efficiency of a fuel cell is about 70%. Therefore, the fuel cells are more efficient, right? Okay, next, reaction product of the fuel cell is only water. Hence, the fuel cells are free from pollution. H2O is not a pollutant, so fuel cells are free from solution. So option 2 is also right. Next, the reactants are continuously supplied from external source. Hence, the fuel cells run till the reactants are active. So they run, fuel cells run till the reactants are active. So all the above three options are correct. So option 4 is the right answer, all of the above. And next question is, the conductance Simon is directly proportional to the area of the vessel and the concentration of the solution in it, and is inversely proportional to the length of the vessel. Then the unit of constant of proportionality is, they are given the two relationship. Simon is directly proportional to the vessels and its solution, and another relation is Simon is inversely proportional to the length of the vessel. On using these two relationship, we have to determine the unit of constant of the proportionality. Here, as it is said, conductivity Simon is directly proportional to the area, that is m square, and the concentration of the solution in it, that is mole per meter cube, concentration of the solution in it, and is inversely proportional. And is means Simon is inversely proportional to length of the vessel, that is in meter, length is in meter. On combining these two relations, proportionality signs are removed, a constant is introduced, that is k, is a unit of constant of proportionality is added. On combining these two relations, the equation becomes like this: Simon is equals to constant k into this m square into mole per meter cube and 1 divided by m. On simplifying, these two gets cancelled, only left behind with mole per m2 into 1. The unit of constant of proportionality of k is equals to Simon meter square per Simon meter square mole inverse, or Simon meter square per mole. So the right option is option 2 is the correct answer. Next question, the highest electrical conductivity of the following aqueous solution is, out of these four solution, which one is having highest electrical conductivity? Conductivity of the electrical charge depends on the ion. If higher the number of ions, higher the electrical conductivity. Here we have to find the acid which gives stable ions in the solution. Here fluoro group causes negative inductive effect. This negative inductive effect increases the ionization. Therefore 0.1 molar difluoroacetic acid has highest electrical conductivity out of these four options. So right answer is option 4. Next question, the ionic conductance of the following cations in a given order is like this. Okay, here ionic radius increases from lithium to rubidium. Ionic radius increases from lithium to rubidium, and hydride size decreases from lithium to rubidium. Smaller is the size of the cation, greater will be the mobility and conductivity. If small size of the cation is small, then there will be greater the value of conductivity. If the size of the cation increases as we move from lithium to rubidium, hence there will be conductivity decreases in aqueous solution due to very small size of the lithium. it is strongly hydrated, hence its effective hydrated size is smaller than that of rubidium ion. So the right order of the ionic conductance is option 1.